Hey guys, it's SolidSnarf86 here for BTDubsInc, and I'm here with another commentary for the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. This is for Episode 4, the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya Part 4. I'm SolidSnarf86, I'm the director of the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya Fandub here at BTDubs, and joining me today I have Nikoru-chan18.
Hello.
She edited the episode, and did the voices of Ryoko Asuakura and Yuki Nagato. I have Nokan.
Hello.
He does the voice of Itsuki Koizumi. And I have Haru Soul 1.
Hi there.
Who does absolutely nothing. But it's okay. We love him, and we want him here anyway. Plus, he's recording this commentary, so give him a big round of applause. Yay.
Thanks.
Alright, so you all know the gist by now. It's been a while since you probably listened to our last commentary, or maybe you just listened to our last commentary a couple of minutes ago, depending on when this was released, am I right, fellas? So, the way this all works out is pretty simple. I'm going to tell you to press start on the episode. You're going to press start on the episode when I press start, and you're going to watch along with this commentary, and we're going to give you our feelings, our thoughts, and our memories of the episode, and at the end, we're going to have a big roundtable discussion like we usually do before saying goodbye. So, get ready to start that episode in 3, 2, 1, press play.
But then again, it might actually be
You have no idea how many times I choked trying to do that voice. It was awful. Just awful.
The episode begins with Haruhi having the flu.
Oh no. Not the flu.
Looks like me in those classes.
I miss voicing Ryoko.
Aw, she'll be back again someday.
What, you want to have a review session or something?
Shut up. I had a review session by myself, okay?
A little prodding. How did he told me
Our Kion, played by Suwaba, and our Haruhi by Stel Surlis.
By herself.
It's hot and I'm tired. When do we get to change uniforms? I want to change into my summer uniform now.
Suzumiya, I know I said this already, but why don't you just quit searching for these mysteries? I mean, why don't you go out and have fun like a normal high school student for a change?
What kind of fun does a normal high school student have?
How about you
I don't
find a
know,
nice
maybe they
guy
date.
and walking around the city?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
What do I care about men? Romantic emotions are nothing but a passing phase. Just a form of mental illness.
Oh, hey, those two come back later.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. It's kind of
Oh.
hilarious.
We'll talk about that when that pops up. That's gonna be an interesting.
Probably.
Yeah.
It seems like these that are so hard to talk about because we always like gush at how much we love Stell and Suwaba's like back and forth and their voices and everything. So it's like,
Yeah, we don't
we
want
said this before. Are we really gonna go over this again?
Yeah, we always gush over how amazing they are and how great they are and da-da-da-da-da. And it's... Oh, she scared me. But, yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to say about the beginning of this episode. Haruhi's pretty upset. It's pretty much foreshadowing episode 5.
Don't go asking for trouble like that.
Ryoko has a lot more screen time in this episode because of events later on in it.
Exactly. That's when things get interesting.
One of my favorite things about Ryoko and Nikoru's voice for Ryoko is that she sounds nothing like Ryoko in real life.
I know. You're like listening to me talking now and you're like, what?
Dear God.
It's not the same person.
Gee,
Surprise,
why?
yes it is.
That's
I
why they
wish
call
my
it
voice was that adorable. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Funny thing, if you wanted some trivia, in the first episode of this show, that swimming pool is full, and in this episode it's empty, even though it's almost summer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't actually know that.
After school, come by class 5.
Oh wait, that's me.
Yeah, because you're in this. You play an extra.
I did something. I'm useful. Yeah.
Yeah, also plays,
Yeah.
when we wrote the script for this, we could not, for the life of us, understand what he was saying because Kion talks over him.
Yeah,
But
so-
he is actually talking about real Japanese history, believe it or not.
Yeah, I remember that because we were trying to write the script and you asked for help because you couldn't figure out what he was saying. So I sat there with like my earphones like plugged right into my ears, like squeezing them against my ears so I could hear, and I finally figured out what the heck the guy was saying.
Yeah, I mean, we actually looked it up and read on it. You guys should really look it up. I don't remember the guy's name now, but I remember it was interesting at the time.
Hey, let's talk.
I think it was like Soga no Mako or something like that.
Yeah.
Soga no Mako and the other one. I can't remember.
Wait a second. Maybe Taniguchi and Kunikita are playing some kind of joke.
I'd like to point out I really, really appreciate the sound effects in this scene. Like, you can't really hear it because I'm talking, but there's like white noise going on for the computer and like all the fancy scrolling of the mouse, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, the sound effects editor once again was singing Samane, who couldn't be with us today. She also does our Mikuru Asahina. This is also the last episode that she actually does the sound effects for, believe it or not.
Yes, indeed.
Because she wanted to go on to other projects and
Putting an end to this.
focus more on voice acting.
Yep.
Fun times.
I want to note that they, in this episode, they're using Windows XP, but in the film, they're actually using Windows 95 on that same computer.
I don't know if she...
What happened?
Well, maybe they just changed the skin.
No, it starts up with the Windows 95 startup logo.
Huh. Oh.
That's really weird.
Now, this would have been the time to delete all the photos once and for all.
Kyon's shoulder looks really weird in that. It's like kind of like jutting out behind him.
Nah, it happens.
Yeah.
That's it, I'm going home.
So blunt.
I'm sorry.
Oh, adorable.
Yes.
No, everything's A-okay. An evil conspiracy's just been vanquished.
Ah.
I love how he leaves that file like on the desktop where everyone else can see it.
Yeah. He hides it, though.
Yeah, he
It's
hides
his
it,
only
like,
line, yay!
My only line.
Yeah.
And it was so good.
Itsuki got a secret job. We'll discover that later, too, foreshadowing.
Oh.
Ah, the scene was in our teaser trailer.
Yes, it was.
Oh, goodness.
I'm so excited. Love this part.
Why don't you come in?
It was you.
You feel kind of dirty watching this scene.
Yes. Are you surprised?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you think she's gonna, like, I love you. Give me kisses.
Actually, it's about Miss Suzumiya. What do you think of her?
Oh, brother, she's on the Suzumiya as well.
People always say that it's much better to regret something you did rather than regret something you didn't do.
Oh my goodness. Like, she's like all embarrassed and she's like, but it looks like she's confessing, like saying like, oh, what is she to you? Like, maybe I have a chance?
Yeah.
Fun thing about this is it was actually hinted at in episode 3, believe it or not, that she was going to do
I
this.
wonder what you do about that.
Yuki actually says that there are other entities out there that want to try more proactive methods, and there it is.
Anything? I mean, nothing.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Okay, I would like to point out that line was so hard to record. It was ridiculous. Trying to fit it to the flaps was a pain. However, my "so you agree with me" was like my favorite line because I recorded it like once and it just sounded perfect. So I was like, yes.
Some fan dubbing terminology for you. The word flaps refers to lip movements.
Indeed.
When you stick dubbed lines to lip flaps, it's actually called flap forming.
180.
And Kyon's tie is gone.
Well, it's been sliced off. But
Yeah.
I like how he notices, like, he doesn't notice it. He's like, is that a rubber knife? Even though it clearly cut through his blazer and his tie.
Yeah.
Where did she get that knife?
She just has it on her.
She probably, like, made it out of, like, dirt or whatever. Well, because she can change the molecular structure or whatever. Of anything in the area.
So he's an alchemist?
Oh my god.
Suwaba does an amazing job in this scene. He was actually really sick when he was recording this. And
It sounded so good.
it still sounds amazing. He actually sounds like he's worried, scared.
Right now, I have the control over the flow of data in this space.
Honestly, this terrified me. You terrified me in this when I was
Oh,
watching it. I was
really?
like, dear God, she knows where I live. Dear God. Kind of thing.
Well, I was told that we wanted Ryoko to be really creepy and not the cute innocent that she stayed as in like the English dub and everything. So I tried to keep the cute voice but make it as creepy as I could. So
And you succeeded to terrify
The
me.
sound effects in this scene. I know that Seeing Samane wanted to talk about them. She took about 70 hours to do the sound effects for this scene.
it's insane. You can tell she put the effort into it
Yeah.
because the sound effects in the scene are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of sound effects layered into this scene.
Yeah.
This is actually the scene where she contacted me and told me she didn't want to do the next episode.
Which is fair.
Because of this scene.
Yep.
Tell me about it.
Now you die.
Ka-chow!
Ka-chow.
And we get our first revelation that Yuki was telling the truth all along.
Surprise!
Yep.
I don't lie. I don't do that.
This is a very interesting scene because she's voicing both characters.
Yeah, it's Nakoto-chan talking to Nakoto-chan.
I was actually so worried about this scene because I know we wanted to make Ryoko sound creepy, so her voice kind of drops from the high pitch a little bit. So I was so like, they're gonna sound exactly the same and it's just gonna be awful. But I have no idea.
From a director's standpoint, actually, I like the idea that they sound the same because theoretically the same entity creates them both.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of neat how they have the same voice because, you know, we can, for all we know, maybe it only has the, you know, the imprint of one voice altogether and it just keeps changing up the attitude put into that voice.
Yeah. Because it's kind of neat to listen to because, like, you can like, I can anyways, it's me, but I can tell that it's, like, the same voice, but the tones make them seem so different.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this before we did this episode, how we wanted Ryoko to be and how we wanted her to change. And she has 3 different voices, actually, in this episode. She has her sweet, tricky voice. She's got her condescending voice when she comes after Kyon. And she's got a very deadpan, you know, serious voice when she talks to Yuki.
Yep.
So it's really interesting hearing you go through all those. And then on top of that, you're also playing Yuki, who also has a robotic voice, you know, deadpan a little bit. It's amazing because you're pretty much doing 4 voices in this one scene.
Yeah, kind of. Also, I'd like to point out that cool thing where, like, Ryoko's voice went all, like, echoey and fancy. I edited that myself. Because that was cool like that. Singing Samane did the cool reverse sound for the voices, but I did the fancy echoes.
It's a great thing that like the voices have similarities because obviously they're created from the same being. So I like the fact that they're similar yet different just by the way your tone is. It's pretty awesome.
Indeed.
People don't understand at home when they're watching this what goes into these episodes. And it's just all the sound effects, all the music editing. Codemaster 25, again, doing our music editing. All the voices. I mean, this takes a lot of preparation and a lot of discussion and back and forthing. And
true.
Haruhi is very difficult to do because it mixes real world sounds with these alien sounds. And it can drive someone pretty crazy unless you're like really focused on it.
Oh, please be careful though.
Yeah. Just like to point out, when I edited this scene, after getting the voice in with all the sound effects and the music, I watched it all to make sure it all worked and like the volume and everything was okay. I actually almost started crying when she was disappearing.
Oh.
For the first time, because it was like, I don't know, it must, like, it's one of those things where I guess I got so attached to the character that when it went, I was kind of like, oh. And yeah, I almost cried.
It's sad when, you know, someone you really enjoy leaves, you know. I wasn't looking forward to Ryoko going. Actually, Ryoko's one of my favorite characters, so when she leaves, it's kind of like a turning point in the show. Oh dear.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
It's like losing a job basically, because that is a role. You have to get into it. You learn about the character more. You feel the character, and you understand them. And then all of a sudden they die or they disappear, and you're filled with this void because you can't do anything more now. You did your best, and that's great though.
Indeed.
Ah,
Oh, one of my favorite lines is coming up.
Yep.
I don't know why, but I literally played that over and over and over again because it was so fantastic.
It's Roy Havenstone as our Taniguchi. He has the thickest British accent, and he's able to make it go away completely as he does Taniguchi.
Not that. Okay, I need to come
Yeah,
back.
it's actually insane.
I think it's safe to say I experienced something extraordinary. This isn't a problem about whether or not I believe that.
It's kind of funny to imagine like his reaction, like what he had to work himself up to make that noise. It's just hilarious.
It's just like the perfect noise. I don't know.
Here comes Nakoro-chan and me. We're coming up in a second here.
Oh, yeah, it's true. We are.
Here we go. Well, there's me first, playing the gym teacher there, Mr. Okabe. I'm also doing several voices.
That was me.
We had several takes of me just going, "No, my love," and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
It's so true. Yeah, I played the fancy little Ryoko fanboy there. That was great.
This is too good to be true. First a mysterious student transfers in, now a girl mysteriously transfers out. We are so investigating this.
Right now, I can't.
I just realized I play a lot of extras in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
You worked overtime for this one.
Oh, there it is. There's your secret trivia for the day is the lines in that sequence where, did you get my sandwich? And she says, "You pig," and he goes, "Well, I just wanted my sandwich."
It's true.
I thought it was like, "You stupid jerk."
Yeah,
Well, I do say like "you stupid jerk," but in the actual lines, I'm pretty sure he's just like, "Hey, do you want to give me your lunch?" or something along those lines. And she basically doesn't. She doesn't actually say anything. She just slaps him and runs away. And he's just like, "But I'm hungry." But we couldn't hear what they were saying at the time, so we just kind of improvised.
That's
yeah. We made up something about a sandwich, and then we watched it again, and it turned out we were actually pretty close to what was going on.
Yep. Mirai Mikuru.
Singing Samane as Mirai Mikuru.
It's been ages.
Her Mirai Mikuru is actually incredible.
Believe it or not, this is her actual voice.
It's true.
So when you guys hear her doing young Mikuru, that's a voice that she puts on, but this is her natural speaking voice. She's talking very prim and slow and proper.
And kind of seductively.
Yeah, but this is pretty close to her natural speaking voice.
True.
So it's true. She naturally embodies Mikuru.
More or
Yeah,
less.
she does. Supersize me, yes!
The supersize me, it's glorious.
That line is amazing. I'm sorry.
It's a bunny girl.
Like, when I got all the lines in, I listened through his, and as soon as I heard Supersize Me, I was like, yes!
Well, that was the line everybody was waiting for. I remember when I first got Suwaba's lines, everybody was like, "I want to hear Supersize Me." I'm like, oh.
Yep, it's true.
It's pretty amazing how Suwaba just does these perfect lines that like we love to hear, like the "Goodbye Haruhi forever," and like all sing-songy and beautiful, and he has lines every episode that we love, especially the Supersize Me line.
Supersize Me. Also, I love how this entire scene just implies that Mikuru, as she got older, just became a slut.
Yeah. Yeah, as she gets older, she becomes more seductive and playful, and it's a very different Mikuru.
Very different.
That star-shaped mole line, by the way, again referencing something in episode 6, which when we get there, we'll point it out.
Yep.
Wow, it's been forever since I last said that.
Funny, I heard you say that a couple days ago.
It's kind of cute when she gets excited as Miyaru Mikuru, her like actual Mikuru voice starts to shine through again.
Yeah. She did such a good job with Mikuru. She really did.
Yeah, she did.
The funny thing was, when I watched the preview for this episode, there was no Mikuru inserted yet, so it was actually just Kyon talking to himself.
Oh yeah, that was
yeah, that's right,
funniest
because she was the
one.
last one to get her lines in.
Yeah. So it was just Kyon. He would ask questions and he'd just stand there, and it was kind of funny just watching him blankly stare in his face.
He like gets so into it with all his emotion and everything, and there's just nothing coming out of Mikuru, so it's just him getting emotional for no reason.
Yeah, he's getting emotional. The music's playing. The SFX are all in there. There's no Mikuru voice.
It was so funny, especially like the pause when he's just like supersized me randomly. Oh.
So that's why you're telling me about Snow White?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, Snow White.
I love how kind of creepy this music is, like the violins and everything, like while everything's playing.
Yeah. It's like creepy violin music, and then it's like, oh, sweet and innocent music. And you're like, okay.
I wanted, honestly, to change the script a little bit for this scene. She says Snow White in reference to something in episode 6, but when that happens, Yuki says Sleeping Beauty. In the Japanese version, the Bandai version, and the book, Mikuru does say Snow White, but I really wanted to change it to Sleeping Beauty because it doesn't make any sense when she says it and then Yuki says something different.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
That's classified.
Ooh, that line was so good.
That face actually scares me, though.
Yeah, it's kind
Face
of.
is a little creepy, yeah.
It's not drawn correctly.
Yeah, but that's okay because her line made up for it because she said it so well.
Yep.
It was just like, ah.
With a voice like that, anyone would fall in love instead of a smile.
Exactly. We should have done that. I don't know why, but that line always makes me laugh. It's just so random. After everything he just heard, all he has to say is, man, I'm hungry.
Well, after everything that's happened to him, he's just hungry.
I
Yep.
love this back and forth between Kyon and Yuki. It's delivered so well. Suwaba, you almost forget that both Suwaba and Nikoru were in different houses in different countries doing these lines.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're in different countries.
Yep. Different houses, like we live near each other.
Don't thank me. Asakura's abnormal behavior was my responsibility. I failed.
That line was really hard to record as well. Just saying.
Is that so? It is so.
It is so.
That I was waiting and didn't even eat lunch.
Could you say that again, but like you're an old friend who's embarrassed and acting angry?
Come with me right now. I went to the
Haruhi makes like the best expressions. I love it.
Still gets mad at me because she has a lot of grunts and groans and uhs and uhs and uhs or and every episode as a joke, I'll edit them all together into something dirty and send it to her.
It's true.
And
I'd
she
also like to
gets,
point out. Oh, sorry.
oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I also want to point out when she says Canada in that scene, I actually had to cut the lines because for some reason every single line she did except for one, she recorded Canada like she was gonna go on a murderous rampage.
Yeah, Canada.
It was really scary.
Yeah, like she wanted to murder Canada as a whole.
That's pretty much what happened.
Why me? Ow!
What a champion to just be dragged along the whole hallway and just suddenly just be dropped down.
Yay!
And that's
So this is our
Turn it off now.
episode 4 and our episode 4 ending is sung by Nikoru-chan.
I can't sing, I'm sorry.
You sing way better than me, trust me. My version of this ending is so terrible, I could not send it to you guys.
Actually, the funny thing is, I thought that my original, like, because I did a couple versions of this song, I thought my original was way better, but according to Codemaster, it didn't fit properly, so I had to re-sing it, and it didn't sound as good as I thought it was going to. And then I got sad face. Like, it's actually awful because you hear like Dell's version, and then you hear Sing Samene's version, and you hear like Codemaster's version, and then there's me, and you're like, oh.
So that was The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, Episode 4, Part 4. All around, a great episode. I really enjoy it because it's Ryoko's swan song for a while.
Yeah.
Everybody put in a great performance. We had some video difficulties with that one for some reason. Just there were glitches every once in a while, but we tried to smooth them out. For a first major editing effort by Nagato-chan 18, it was amazing.
Thank you.
We do want to thank Singing Samane for all the work she did when it came to sound effects from episode 1 through 4. We do hope that she listens to this and sits there and goes, "Ha, thank you, it's wonderful, yes." But I know she would never do that. She's just such a perfectionist that it just doesn't even register for her to be like, "Oh yeah, I did a good job." She's probably watching this episode right now going, "Ah, I missed that one." Again, our Itsuki, even though he only had one line, he delivered that line the best he could.
You did wonderful.
Yeah, Suwaba. I mean, everybody. We're so lucky to have such a great voice cast, and so lucky to have just all the people that have been working on this show. I'm going to go around and ask each of you what your favorite part was, and what you hope to see from the next episode, and so on and so forth. And then we're going to wrap it up. So I'm going to go to the one who talked the least this time around. Nokan, what do you have to say?
My favorite part of this episode has to be the big fight between Ryoko and Yuki, just because Yuki is one of my favorite characters of all time. Because she basically fits into my favorite niche of preference for females. The whole glasses, short hair thing. And the part I'm most looking forward to in episode 5 is just the long monologues I have. Which are a personal nightmare for me.
Haru Soul One, you, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself.
Ouch.
Thanks. I'd like to say my favorite would be the my favorite part of this episode would be definitely the teacher, Mr. Okabe, announcing to everyone that she's that Miss Asakura is leaving, because I remember getting all those files and listening to them, and just every single character was just so out of whack. They're so out there, and yet somehow it sounded so good.
Yeah, we did a lot of background voices for that scene. There was voices that they could never have gone in there because they were so ridiculous. But I mean, there was a guy in there screaming about that she was his first love. There was a guy in there screaming about how much he couldn't bear to lose her. There was guys like, "No way!" And then there was Nagato-chan playing a young boy who was just horrendously sad. I don't know
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I don't know what connection Ryoko and him had, but he was just like, "What? No way!"
I was the Ryoko fanboy.
And you were Ryoko, which makes it twice as creepy.
Yeah, really.
So, Nikoto-chan, your turn.
Okay, well, my favorite part is, well, my favorite lines, anyways, were the uwa from Roy or Taniguchi, and the supersize me for Kyoba Suwaba. And I also, even though it made me sad, I also really liked the whole scene where Ryoko's disappearing, just because I was the most emotionally attached to that scene. So it's kind of a big thing for me. And in episode 5, I am most looking forward to the fact that I only had one line. so I could focus more on doing the sound effects because that's where I debut in that area.
Some of you, you might notice that in this commentary we're kind of more laid back, just watching the episode. We just released episode 6 the day of this recording, and we're kind of sitting here taking a break and enjoying it. I like watching these episodes, but remember, I've watched them over and over and over and over and over again, and pretty much everyone sitting in this call right now has watched these over and over and over and over again. So we were kind of quiet this time. In episode 5, we definitely have a lot more to talk about. A couple more little back house things that we can talk about that one. Episode 4 it's just a showcase for the Yuki and Ryoko fight. It's a showcase for the amazing voice talents of singing Samane and her adult Mikuru, and of course Nagato-chan 18 and her 4 voices she does. All of our background voices from Haruhi 1, myself, Nagato-chan 18. I mean, everybody just. This was just really, I like to call it our showcase episode. Like, if you want to start someone off on our Fandub, start them off with this one. Because there's just so much going on, and it's just the quality level is raised so much higher than the first 3. It's just, you need to just sit back and really appreciate it. I would almost say, don't listen to the commentary while you're watching it, but if you're listening to the commentary, then you've obviously already watched it. So, I mean, it's one of those things that I sit back and I just enjoy it. Like this time around, I was watching it again and I was just sitting back and enjoying it. And I'm like, oh, right, I should be talking.
Yeah, I got mesmerized. I'm like, this is so awesome. And I'm like, oh, wait, we're supposed to be talking. So
yeah, I mean, sometimes these, as we get closer to the end of this, I'm pretty sure there's going to be more and more of that because every episode just pushes the bar and we go better and better and better. And not to say this episode was not perfect, but the episode after it is better, and the episode after that is even better. So stick with us, and we'll keep delivering these awesome episodes because the more you ask for it, the more we'll give. I want to take the time right now to let you all know we're recording this commentary on June 21st. I believe it's going to be released on June 23rd. For the episode 6 commentary, the plan is that we're going to have all of our cast from the first 6 episodes join us for an hour-long commentary roundtable. So after the commentary, we're just going to have a full-on discussion. But we'd like to ask you guys to send in questions. If you have questions for Suwaba, questions for Stell, questions for Nagato-chan, questions for singing Samane, like anything you want to ask personally of them, please send them in comments or in personal messages, or even send them to our BTDubs Hotmail account so we can ask our actors those questions. We'd like it if you guys got those in by July 13th, because we're probably going to be doing our episode 6 commentary on July 15th. So, guys got some time. But please do send in your questions, comments. If you ever wanted to hear someone say something silly in the voice they do for Haruhi, I'm sure they'd be more than willing to record those. But we would like you guys to have some time to write out your questions, write out comments, whatever you want to do. And we will choose the best ones and bring them out. Please, no flaming. I know anyone that sends them in probably won't, but no flaming. We don't care if you think the original Haruhi was better. We don't care if you think that fan-dubbing Haruhi is silly. Just try to have fun with it. But for now, we're going to end this commentary. I want to thank Haruhi 1.
Hi.
Nagato-chan 18.
Hey.
And Nokan.
Hello.
For being with me. Otherwise, I would be sitting here watching this alone, and I promise you I'm not as entertaining as they are when they're all with me. So, this is Solid Snarf 86 saying goodbye for now, and we'll see you in the next commentary. Click it now, and if it's not up yet, wait for it. Bye.
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 Yeah.
This is a recording.
Yes, it is. Sorry.
Hi!
You! This is gonna be on the blooper reel.
Hi, everybody.
Oh my god.
We're gonna be here all day.
Hi everyone.
Sorry.
Is it really so hard just to be like, hey guys?
I don't know if you care about their comments. I fucked that one up again.
Oh my god! You were doing
Write
so
yourself
well.
to script.
Yeah.